Here we go. We're calling this one the Larry Bird episode as we are to number 33. Of course, the great Boston Celtic player, forward, white boy that represented for the white peeps. And he did it in fantastic fashion.
From French Lick.
We do have whites represented on the Outcast podcast. We have the African Americans represented, and we have the Española.
¿Qué?
Remo G.
¿Qué?
Speaking the dog.
¿Qué te dice, huh?
So this is when a white man, a black man, and a brown man walk in to do a podcast. And yes, this is what you get, the Outcast
It's fucking crazy.
podcast.
I don't know
We're
what to
brought
tell
to
you.
you by BetterHelp.com/Outcast. You could save 10% on your first month service. If you want to get a little therapy, you can now do it from the comfort of your own home.
It's good stuff.
And a lot of people need somebody to talk to, someone to unload all their problems on. Maybe you just had a death in the family, something you just went through, which I spoke to a medium, which I want to talk about that on the show. We got a lot to talk about. There's Michael Jackson news. There's Britney Spears news.
Cool.
And I guess Memphis has some news because
I'm so surprised.
we could get to the cutting big news stories, Donald Trump, the January 6th stuff. We got midterms. I mean, we have all this, the nuclear bombs possibly going off. But what we really want to talk about to kick off the Outcast podcast, Memphis came in and said that at some point over the weekend, Labor Day weekend, we hope you had a safe and happy one. Well, Memphis was eating edibles on Labor Day weekend, and he said he almost shit himself. So I figured we would start the show. Memphis, what happened to you, and why did you almost shit yourself?
Can I get a...
Oh, man. Shout out to BetterHelp, man. Definitely shout out to BetterHelp. All right, so the wife decided she wanted to take me out for dinner for my birthday. I'm like, all right, cool. So, we're getting ready, doing whatever. So I'm like, I'm really going to, really enjoy the night. I'm going to take one of my capsule pills, And I'm like, well, I'm out of 10s, but I got 50.
Say that again.
Say what again?
Just the way you said that. I'm going to take my capsule pills.
He's such a dick. Go on.
So anyway, I'm taking my freaking capsule pill and shit. And I'm like, wow, I'm out of 10s. I only have a 50 left. I'm like,
when
well,
you
it's
say
been
50, what do you mean by that? You have a 50. What is
like
that?
a
Mean?
50
milligrams.
We're talking milligrams. So
That's a
these
big
are the
boy.
these are the powerful ones. 50 milligrams.
Yeah.
How many did you eat?
I only took one.
Oh.
I only took one, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. It's been a while since I've taken the 50. It should be all right.
When have you ever taken a 50?
I
never
know
know
you
you.
to take
Well, he bought the bottle.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I brought the bottle.
He had it. He's
That's a
done
good
it
point.
before.
Hey,
How many times have you taken
Yeah. Was
50?
that like your
about 3
second pill?
times. That was like my third time.
Third time.
And why aren't you sharing them with us?
I
Good
did
point,
share them with
Ramo.
y'all. I did. I brought y'all some. And
I never saw a 50.
Thank you.
Okay, you know
Me
what?
either.
I will next time. I will bring some. I'll bring some.
The most I've ever done in capsules was what I just did now, 30.
Oh man, when you on 50, look out.
So he did 30. He did 310. So that's 30 milligrams.
So you did 50. Let's get back to the story.
We got it.
See, I did two.
Memphis.
I did two. So
You're out to
It's
eat
called
with
math.
your wife,
We got it.
Right.
Yeah.
and all of a sudden
20.
the edible
job.
hits you. The 50 milligrams
Right.
hit you. And then what happens?
So we go to this restaurant and we're going to have ramen, right? So we sit down. It's like you can only fit like 27 people in this place, and you got to make reservations.
That's
so
crazy.
It was a big deal for her to take me to dinner.
Of
and I'm like,
course.
all right.
Well,
So
it
we
is
dress-
anyways.
So
That's your wife.
We hanging out, having a good time, and like on the way there, because she's driving, I'm like, yo, this thing's starting to hit me a little bit. I feel good. I was already in a good space. I'm like, this is gonna be an amazing night.
Nice.
I'm in my zone.
Sure.
So we get there.
I bet
and
you were
everything.
talking a lot on the way there too, because you were feeling good. You were like,
Oh,
"Bip, bip,
yeah.
bip, bip, bip,
Yeah,
bip,
Your
bip."
wife was all
And that's
happy.
how-
Like, look, he's happy.
Keep going, but
He
I'm just
really
gonna
was
say
talking
that
about a
that's
lot
how
of
she
shit.
knew something was wrong, because I guarantee you just like stopped talking at
whoa.
one point, and that's when you knew.
Boom.
Oh, so
Boom.
big. So we get to so we get to the restaurant. We sit down and we eat. Had a drink and we're eating. And all of a sudden, it started to hit me. But it hadn't hit me, but it started to like just drop, boom, and I'm like, oh shit.
Eating, I think.
And
too.
It could have
Help.
been. So
Kick it off, right?
So sure enough, I
It
started.
depends on what he ate.
Apparently, I'm just zoned out, and my wife was like, babe, and I'm like, yeah, what's up, right? She's like, you okay? And she's like, I'm like, wow, what's up? She's like, you just staring off, people looking at you weird. I'm like, so I'm like, I'm all right,
People
babe.
were looking over at the
That's
table.
hilarious.
It must have been pretty weird because
Wow.
they're like looking over to your table.
Maybe he was the only one doing what he was
Man, it's
doing
crazy.
where he was at. Who knows?
So she goes on. She like, dude, you just like looking weird. You just zoned out or whatever. I'm like, oh. I said, babe, listen, I got to tell you something.
Pretty
You got to
sure,
promise
yeah.
not to be mad.
Uh-huh.
She goes, what? I say, listen, I'm still here, but I'm high as a motherfucker. I am fucked up, man.
This is at like a busy restaurant,
At
like a
least
lot of
you're
people
honest.
there.
Yeah, it was a packed house.
Do you not give her any too? You got to give her weed.
Well, she did ask why I didn't share with her.
Somebody's got to drive home from the dinner.
Well, she
Oh,
probably would have
yeah.
been a lot
But-
more understanding if she was high too. She would have been like,
She
"Yeah,
was,
I'm
man.
high too." High.
You ain't got no tens?
Look,
Give her a gummy.
Maybe not just
She
like
has her
I
own,
did it.
listen, so she, listen, I get her. My wife has her own stash. Like I get her some and give it to her. So she can stay out of mine.
Okay.
So she keeps hers, and so she decided, well,
How noble.
yeah. She's like, well, I want to catch up
How
to you,
noble.
but she's like, babe, she was like, don't look weird. And I'm like, okay.
That was the wrong thing to say. Because
So-
then you start thinking about it. How can I look extra
but
fucking weird?
But here he
Yeah.
goes. So as
Let
we
me go
sitting there
stand by the
eating-
bathroom.
Shut up.
Are you
Let
going
him
to get to
tell
the point of this
right?
story,
Yeah.
Memphis?
Yes.
Please.
All
We
right,
only
We got
got
a
an
lot,
hour.
lot of things to get
All
to.
right.
Memphis
All
shitting.
right.
We're trying to get to the
All right.
point in which you shit yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get
Please.
to.
Okay, here we go. So I'm
Poop.
like, I'm slurping the shit from the ramen, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'm like, oh shit, I think I'm about to crap myself, and I'm like, oh man, I really am.
So
I
you
told the
told
wife,
her.
I told the wife, I said, babe, I gotta go. I think I'm about to go on myself. She's like, get out of here. So I run to the bathroom and shit,
Get out
and I run to the bathroom.
That's
Was
her
it-
exact words.
Was it a Japanese like sushi place?
It was
where
like
you,
it
a
was a
steakhouse?
ramen place, and it's a new fancy one too. It's hard to get into.
That's
that
probably
motherfucker,
what
too.
made you shit, not the edibles.
Now, did you
ramen.
feel like you had already shit yourself, or were about to?
I did. Like I thought I was going.
You
until-
sharted.
and yeah. But turns out,
Gross.
I get to the bathroom and I'm like,
There was no poop.
there was nothing. I'm just tripping, and I'm like, I am so fucking high.
That's what they
that I
call
thought
poltergeist
I
poop.
shit
There,
myself.
phantom poop.
I think the moral of the story is maybe you should dial back and not do the 50s. You know, stick with the 10s.
Not if you're going in public.
Yeah.
Well-
50s are for when you're about to go to bed, you know, not when you're going to go to dinner with your wife. It's you know, you weren't
Yeah.
prepared. You know, you over medicated.
I did.
As,
I did.
Yeah.
I was not ready, ladies and gentlemen.
I would
I
imagine
don't
he looked a
recommend you
lot
do it.
like he looks like right now.
That's a whole lot of
Yeah.
leg, Memphis.
This-
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen, the way I felt.
What is this oh
That's
yeah
great.
thing you keep doing, TK? Like
It's
you-
call and response. You
What's
do
that
it-
mean?
If you do it in like a crowd of people,
I've
they
heard
will
other
all-
I've
they
heard
will
other
do it
people do
back.
it. What is it?
It's just something funny. Like if you're in like if you're in like a place where there's a long ass line or some shit, don't do it when people are angry. But
What do you do?
you just do that, and
What is
it's
it?
a call and response. If you do it, they'll all do it back.
Do what?
that.
What's
Oh
that?
yeah.
Does it have to be a certain sex?
Oh
if you-
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a girl. You know, it's like a woman
So
thing.
if somebody did, oh yeah, just like, oh yeah.
He
like-
said, "Let's." What the fuck?
You're out of control, TK.
Hey man, yeah, let's. How many pills do you give him?
Two.
Moving on. Okay.
I need one
No
more.
more
I think.
medication for anyone on the show.
What do you mean? I'm chill.
Glad I got these glasses.
I'm glad.
on.
I'm
shit.
glad Ramo can handle his edibles here.
He is like 90 years older than us.
I have.
Close. I'll give you
You're
that.
like a
I'll give you
tortoise. Is
that.
that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically, I'm like
I'm
That's
just
fucked
playing.
up.
Master
I'm just
Shifu.
playing.
Have you guys ever been recorded and when you didn't know that you were being recorded, and then all of a sudden you're wondering like, why was that person recording me? Has that ever happened to anyone on the panel here? The
Yeah.
Of course
Outcast?
it has. We hang
Yeah.
out with this jackass over here.
Mostly, I
TK.
do it to
Yeah.
other people, but it has
I've had
happened.
it happen. Yes, I have.
Okay, let me let you in on a secret. If you're ever hanging around Tomcat,
Please.
one, you're
Disclaimer.
gonna have a great time. You're gonna
True.
enjoy yourself. He's gonna, he might even give you the shirt off his back. He's that kind of guy.
I love
Oh,
it.
I appreciate that.
But
I like the
He'll
shirt.
rip
though.
yours off too if you're
He-
playing basketball.
Tomcat loves to film everything. He films everything.
He
Yeah,
does.
It gets me in trouble.
He flushes a toilet. He films it and he spins the camera around.
How does
he's-
your girl feel about
He's
that?
walking
I
around
don't
the house.
film her because she already
She's
told
had
me
it with
about
it, I'm sure.
She already let me know about
So
it.
now we're gonna.
No, yeah.
So
She was
this
like,
is
I'm
shut
not
this
allowed
shit
to
off
film her.
outside.
this is the moment. This is the moment in which I'm
Unless she
agreeing
tells
with
me
her.
I can.
I'm agreeing with her, and
Uh-huh.
we're cutting you off from so
you
much
doing?
filming
Fine.
because TK. I'm going to tell everybody the story here. TK comes into the room and he starts talking about a mutual friend we have, which is a photographer. And to let you in on the joke is this guy took his photography to a whole new level. You hear what I'm saying? This guy.
Oh, boy.
He really had a knack. I give him this. He really had a knack for making girls look really good in pictures.
Okay.
He would take pictures of all the hot girls in town, and they would love it because it would make, social media. They want to look real good. This was like before the filters,
Right.
He was the filter for these girls. And so they loved him. Well, this guy, for whatever reason, he loved to show his stash of pictures. So he would constantly be zooming in. We have this thing where you look in your camera like, zoom, 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 zoom. Ooh, look at that.
That's what he would say. That's his exact words.
He would say this. And it kind of was
the
creepy.
funny part is that Gentry told the story to me, and I basically told him the exact same story. And the dude said the exact same thing to me, the exact same words. And we were just like standing in line on our way down to a club in town. And we're standing in line, and he does it. He pulls up his camera. He's going to shoot. And he starts showing me girls, and he does it. He starts zooming in. He's like, look at that.
It's really creepy.
And I'm just like,
Okay, so back to the story of TK recording.
Good Lord.
He comes in and he starts talking about this guy. So I start telling the story along with him. But the only part that makes it on TK's little live video is me saying, oh, look, zoom in on that puss. So then he's like, ha ha, look what I got. Gentry saying zoom in. I'm like, no, that's not what I wasn't saying that. I was telling the story.
It did look funny. No, it's not what you say in the thing.
It's how you look when he zooms in. you look guilty as shit, bro.
Because I didn't know he was like filming me.
You totally said some shit.
Filming me. What the fuck?
I agree.
Touche.
I'm with you.
Touche.
I'm
just
telling
telling
you.
I hear you. I'm picking up what you guys are laying down. I won't film you guys anymore
about
when
this?
you're not ready.
If you
I'll
want
let
to film.
you know.
He said when we're not ready. How about I'm never ready? Yeah? You like that?
I'll tell you if I'm going to film.
I
And
like the
ask
fact-
you for permission.
No fucking disclaimer work here.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you do all this filming, TK. It's really good for the social media. It's good for the brand. It's fantastic.
Sure.
But sometimes you film and no one knows you're filming.
Yep.
Not that we say
I don't post
anything.
all that stuff. I don't post stuff that I get.
You posted what I said. Did you
Yeah.
not post what I said?
I asked you if I could post it.
Well, because I don't care.
Well,
Okay, well,
So
that's
you
cool.
probably got me talking about that
I
one
didn't
thing we
post
was
it
talking
without
about.
you saying,
Remember that one thing
asking
we
you
were talking
though.
about?
I don't.
And he probably recorded us
I
talking
would've
about that
deleted
one
it.
thing.
I don't remember.
Oh, no.
Well, I guess now we're just in a new world where people could
I
be
don't feel about
recording
that.
you at
Yeah.
any moment.
Of course.
We're recording
course.
this show right now. So anything you guys say could be held against you
I had to
10 years
assume
from
that.
now. 10 years
Yep.
from now. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
it depends.
And they will, I'm sure.
Courthouse.
Well, and what you plan on doing, like, I mean, they can only expect a certain thing from certain people. Like,
I'm running
they
for
don't normally
president.
check on regular people. Look,
Hey, I vote for
good
you,
luck with
TK.
that shit, dude.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Why not? Hey, man. Hey, let me be your vice
No
president,
way.
your running
I
man.
don't want any of that trouble.
Yeah, that's a
Hey,
headache,
Memphis,
dude.
Memphis has said plenty on this show that he'll never be able to run for office. I know he keeps
I'm a
saying
simple man.
he's going to run for some kind of Bonita mayorship.
I
or
am gonna run for the mayor of
township.
Bonita.
Let's just do
That's
like
right.
a million podcasts,
telling you,
make a
that's
lot of
how-
money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
good.
Make
No.
music.
Well, I'm still
Tour
gonna
the
run for mayor
country,
in the
the
midst of
world.
doing all that.
Enjoy the fruits of thousands of years of human
I
evolution.
can tell you all the dirty secrets where people hiding money and stuff.
Let's move on to our next topic.
Thank you.
TK, I just think that it's great you record. I'll just say, just advise everyone you're recording.
I'm going to set up
so
hidden
you never know
cameras
when we're-
so
what
that
we're
I
gonna
don't
be saying.
just have to.
Or maybe, who knows, maybe it's good that you record and that
I'll
could
just
be
get
some
one
of
in
the
the hat right
Like
here.
fucking
so I can
candid
just fucking-
camera in here.
that could be some of the good stuff for the show, maybe.
Maybe I'll get a shirt that just says you are being recorded
Yeah, punk.
at all times.
Fuck.
All right, anyway.
Sticking with the virtual world, we have the virtual sex what is it, the Tesla suit? It's going to let lovers pleasure each other, and it makes its debut on the VR catwalk.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is a full body suit
I
that
want one.
it lets whoever's wearing it feel temperature changes. It stimulates you, and supposedly this is going to be the new thing you wear when you go into the metaverse, because if you step outside, it's going to feel hot. If you step inside to the air-conditioned metaverse, it's going to feel cool in your little virtual Tesla suit.
Interesting.
And of course, one of the big thing that's coming up now is the sexual experience you can have with this thing.
Is it going to come
Where-
with extra fabric?
It may. So
gonna make noises.
you read about
Okay,
this stuff.
so wait a
Tom,
minute. Wait, hold on a second. You're meaning to telling me
That
that
bitch better.
you could put on this suit and have sex with somebody in the metaverse, but they could be like in Paris, for example, right?
Sure.
How do you know it's the right person? Maybe it's some other dude, and he's just like getting out. Not that
What
not
if
that
you're
that's
into
bad
that?
or anything.
Why-
you know?
Yeah, what-
Not that that's
Why
bad.
you guys gotta
But
go
if you're,
there?
hey, look, maybe you're not into that. Maybe it's a girl and you're not into that. Maybe
Bro,
it's a
I
guy.
totally
you know,
get that. Yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
maybe it's a different person,
I
and you're
get it.
just
No, I'm talking about
I
they
get
hack
that.
into your suit and they're jerking you
Yeah.
off, or what?
Take
if
it,
you're-
monkey
everything can
pox.
be hacked nowadays, apparently.
Right?
But what I'm saying, like, if you's a dude looking for a chick or a chick looking for a dude, whatever, and you guys have relations and do this
relations.
But what are you experiencing
like,
there?
are you
though?
going to feel like the same sensations and stuff like that?
I don't think
relation
it's not
sensation?
going to be like the real thing. It'll never be like the real thing. I don't
So
know
what's
what
the-
this crazy
so-
suit's going to do.
So
What?
what's the
Oh,
point?
how do you know, Gentry?
So it's basically just you having sex with somebody else via another in the universe, and you can't. It's not cheating because you're not the same. You're in the metaverse, right?
Well, it says here in the
Oh.
article that there's going to be
Huh.
electrical stimulation.
We've had this conversation.
Stimuli.
The suit can be equipped with temperature controls that allows it to simulate temperature changes,
And heat
creating
up your balls.
an even
man.
deeper and more convincing.
Can you cool them down?
Yeah, like hot, cold, real fast.
yeah, my age is.
hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Go!
I need that more
That
often.
sounds like it feels good. Shit.
We're gonna need some massaging down there at some
Yeah.
point. It can't just get hot and cold. It's not gonna work.
We need to hire another hand on
gonna
the
have to
goddamn
move
set
around a
because
little
this is
bit
getting out of. We can't talk about shit.
Man, you guys cannot eat edibles before the show. This doesn't work out.
Oh yes, we should. Yes, we should.
Snorted.
I guess the way these suits work is that you put one on, and then your lady friend from across the country could put one on, and then you guys, dial in the same virtual location,
Right.
and then next thing you know, the two of you are in some room together, and the suit is like vibrating and changing temperatures, and I don't know what the hell it's doing, but that it's claiming that it's going to be the next big thing, and then I guess the good news is you can't get any sexually transmitted
I was
diseases.
just thinking
That's a
that.
plus.
So you could.
But
go,
I wonder if you do it a whole lot, like you get some kind of rash or something, some digital rash.
Got a good point.
who's
like
cleaning the suit?
diaper
though?
rash.
That's what I,
I
want to
don't
know.
know.
A lot
I
of
don't
dry
know.
cleaning bills, I'm assuming. You got to get this suit.
But-
How often are you cleaning the suit?
I don't know.
There's got to be like
I'm sure
attachments.
some people
and
will clean
things.
it more than others. Ew.
Ew. Can you imagine?
Disgusting.
Can you imagine? So you in this metaverse
Clean
and
your
you're a
suit.
chick and you just traveling around the metaverse banging dudes and you don't clean your suit.
Well,
So
Or
will it
do-
be? It
or-
probably
or
won't
even
be.
a dude.
Will it? Leading into maybe another story that I don't want to jump the gun on this other story. But if we're going to do it or if not, about the guy who was traveling around the country and dating a woman in every state, I guess that really won't be that weird if you're using the Tesla suit to do
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Because you're still in the same
It's,
state.
it's weird. What do you mean it's not going to be weird?
What?
Yeah.
It is going to be weird.
Is it
to do this.
considered cheating?
No, well, he wasn't cheating because he was
that's
dating a woman.
emotional,
He was
yeah.
dating a woman in every state. I don't know if he was dating a woman and not telling them. I think he just
No, I'm talking about the metaverse.
went on a date in every state.
No, I'm talking about the metaverse.
Yeah.
Is
Oh.
it cheating in the metaverse?
Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
because porn is cheating. Like not, you know what I'm saying? If you're,
Porn's cheating?
yeah, if you, I mean, if you're looking at some other women, and you're not,
I'm not looking at dudes.
So do you whack off to your own girlfriend?
of course.
Only pictures of his
Yeah.
girl. Well, you told
Well, I don't
me.
need pictures. I got them.
You told me that you paid the
Me too.
premium subscription for
I didn't
Pornhub.
tell you anything.
That's what
Porn.
That's what I thought.
I told Ramo. No.
They sent me something in the mail.
And
one
I
time.
told Gentry.
So if your old lady found out that you were watching the realtors hooking up with their clients on Pornhub, you think that she'd be upset with you? She knew
Yeah.
that.
I think she'd be mad at me.
Really?
What? She be mad?
Sure. I mean, well,
Is she
you know,
saying because it shouldn't have been y'all doing it?
I don't know. Well, I think there's
If
that.
that's the
I
case,
think
then
if
you need to
you're,
step
I think
your
if
game
you're
up.
doing it too much, you do run the risk of getting a sexual
Addiction.
problem where you're having more. You're spending more time doing this than you are with your significant other. So it can become a problem, I think, for you in your relationships.
I guess
Yeah,
if you're
Which the suit, I think, would add to. I'm always on the suit. Honey, go across the room. We're gonna use the suit. Don't touch me. Put on your suit.
Hold on, baby. I'm gonna bang
Get the
you.
suit on, baby.
I'm gonna bang you in this universe and
vibrating,
the metaverse.
baby.
Get on in
the
that
suit.
suit.
I mean, I would. It would have to be a ridiculously sensitive contraption that really. I don't see it. I can't. It's not going to be the same thing.
Ramo's doubtul of the
Extremely.
sexual
Yeah,
power
like
of the Tesla suit. I think we need to get one in here and
with it.
strap it to his nads. See what happens.
You going to go in the other room there, TK?
I like how this feel on my nads.
Ramo's wife actually likes. She
Whoa,
actually.
whoa.
Ramo's wife loves when he watches porn because then she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to bang him.
Hey, she ain't got to worry about.
Loves it.
Because
Go put on the suit.
She can't handle it.
That's not. That's
She can't hang with the big dog, so she hangs on the porch.
I clean your suit. Your suit's clean. It's hanging in the closet.
That's why extra material. You know what I'm saying, baby?
All right, we're going to move on to our next topic of the day is I had a podcast that I did like about a week or so ago, and I had no idea that this would be the one that would go viral and get millions and millions of listeners.
Nice work.
It's the one where you speak to the dead. I got one of those mediums on the show. He was hawking a book. I want to say hawking. He was selling a book.
Okay.
It's called We Never Die.
Get a book. Where to sell your
Buy
guests?
my book. I got a bunch
We
in
Never
the trunk.
Die was the title of the book, Secrets of the Afterlife.
Okay.
His name is Matt
What's going on?
Frazier. He's like a medium to the stars. He's close with Jenny
Really?
McCarthy. I think
Okay.
she's a spokesperson for
Awesome.
him. And
That's cool.
he came on the
Oh,
show,
yeah.
and what I realized is there's a lot of people that hate that kind of stuff, which actually fueled the interaction with the content on the internet, which then made more people want to check it out and listen to it, I guess.
So you mean the haters made it pop off?
Why did they hate it? Why?
People were
I'm
like,
curious.
I saw a GIF, I think that's what they call it, on the comments where someone
that just made you
yeah.
sound old.
was burning a Bible. Somebody was saying, "Oh, this is satanic talk." Another person commented and just said, "This is bullshit. This guy's a con artist."
People believe that you go on to the afterlife. So when you try to tell them that you can communicate, they think you're bullshitting, especially if they're deeply religious.
It got thousands and thousands of comments, and it was from both. It's like anytime you talk politics, you get people upset and you get them fired up because there's this opinion and there's that opinion.
Well, this I
it
think
seemed like this was similar because people were like arguing and fighting over
It's religion.
which is real.
religious.
It's the same thing. Religion and politics are pretty
That's what I
much
was
the
gonna
same
say.
thing,
Yep.
bro.
Is it
Like-
religion though? Some of it may be, but I think you don't have to be religious to believe in your soul living on in an afterlife or
Not at all.
eternal life. I don't know that you
as
have
a
to.
matter As a matter of fact,
Maybe it's spiritual.
right, and I agree with you. Like, it's not that you're necessarily religious, but you're spiritual, and you usually follow some kind of.
Do you
like you believe there's a God and all this other things, creation and things of that nature, but not traditional. How traditional religion has been presented to man in society.
Do you believe that people can talk to people that have died?
Yeah.
I gotta believe that.
Yeah, I believe it.
I
So
have
do you
to.
think that there's a person like who Gentry talked to,
Sure.
and they can?
I know there is.
Can they can communicate with
I've
your?
known a couple.
you-
My late friend, he used to be on another show I was on. He was Alan Arcieri, definitely one of the best mediums I ever knew. Like, this guy he read me a couple times, and like I've seen him read so many people and was just so spot on with everything he did. I
much
actually had started to record his book with him before he passed. And then I also know I've done several shows with her, Cindy Kaiser. She's like extremely popular right now. She's on this new show that just came out with several other people. And she's like, I've seen her do things, and she is without a doubt definitely just as real as Alan. Like, both of them were top notch, and I'm sure there are plenty others that are really great. Now, am I saying there aren't frauds? Of course, I'm sure there's tons of those out there.
But you believe
that
in
do
it
that.
though.
Oh no, most definitely. I without a doubt.
Have they ever talked to anyone you knew that
mo-
died?
Yes,
Oh.
on several occasions. More than
And
once.
what did they get in? And how spot on was it?
Extremely. Extremely.
Elaborate, please.
I mean, not to get too much into it, but they definitely brought up my father that had just passed. Some things that nobody knew but him. My cousin Freddie that had passed in a violent death. Like, they picked up on him, and he had some things he said, and just
How did you
things,
meet these
just
people?
other things.
Well, off the radio.
Yeah, pretty
Off the
much.
radio.
Pretty much. If the radio was a big part of meeting them, I got a good friend who owns a comedy club locally, and he brings a lot of them down as like just kind of shows as well, as well as comedy. Obviously, they don't do
That's
comedy.
interesting. I don't know if
Right.
I would ever
But they
do it.
do
I'm a
readings and
little
things.
afraid of it.
Are you?
I have to be honest.
Why?
I do
Ask
kind
yourself
of,
why though.
I don't know why.
I'm curious.
I don't know why.
It's because what you've been
Because I'm
indoctrinated
afraid
to
that
think.
he's going to maybe tell me something that's going to change my path from what it is now, maybe. I don't know.
I thought he if you prayed to
don't
him,
do
I
that.
thought he helps you with
Well, I
leads
don't know
the
if
path
you pray
for
to
you.
them, you just go to them and they just tell you what they see. Right?
Not necessarily.
Do you pray to them?
I was
No,
talking
no,
about yourself personally.
Well,
Me?
Usually,
What? To God, you mean?
Yeah.
That's a big misconception. Like they don't go. You
I
don't
just
go.
pray that God has pray that
Right.
God is willing. Whatever
Sure.
God wants, I just pray that
Okay.
what he wants for me
I
that
thought you were
that
talking to
happens
me.
because I know what he wants for me is better than I don't even know what the heck is what I want for myself.
This medium also told me that we all have a little psychic ability. He said if you
Sure.
think back to certain things like that you predict maybe or your gut, some have a bigger connection. He also said he thought it was hereditary too because his mother had psychic abilities, his grandmother had
Sure.
psychic
Does
and medium
deja vu
abilities.
count?
So I don't know.
Some people have thinner veils. They're like curtains. It's the way it was explained to me.
Fu Manchu.
You weren't born.
Confucius
You weren't
say.
born with it. You're such a douchebag. What a jackass. Like you're born open, but you're taught to close your eyes to all that shit. You are, and some people are just have thinner veils. They don't have as many curtains covering them up. They can see these things. They can sense these things.
I
That's why we
definitely-
have
There'll be-
empaths. My wife's kind of an empath. I'm kind of one dude. I sense shit all the time. Like being next to Tomcat, I know he's gonna say some stupid shit.
I
very
sense
soon.
that I may say something
I have
stupid
no
as well.
psychic
See?
ability that happens every
I
time.
have
Boom,
deja vu
fucking
quite a
perfect.
bit.
Yeah.
I-
No,
I-
I have that all the
I
time,
have
and
deja vu like
and that's
all
just
the
come
time.
being aware. That's understanding. That's the energy of life letting you know you're on the right path. You're following. You're
Yeah,
doing
see,
the
I
things
thought
that,
for a long
yeah.
time I was like, why am I so weird? Like I have deja vu a lot.
I used
has
to have
nothing
it
to do
all
with
the time
you
when I
being
was
weird.
a kid. Deja vu all the
Yeah.
time.
But it happens to me like a whole
That
lot.
didn't
don't have
happen
it
a
no
lot
more?
when I got older, but
Really?
then but only like once or twice.
What happened
But
to your dreams?
I definitely
Tomcat?
believe in the spirit world for sure.
No, it's there. Something's there.
I was just
It's
watching this
energy.
show
It's all
about
energy.
Skinwalker Ranch last night. You ever heard of Skinwalker Ranch?
No, that sounds like
Yes.
a Rob Zombie type
Sounds
deal.
like a
No.
porno, like a fag clip.
It is it's actually this ranch where they call it the Disneyland of the paranormal.
Oh,
And the
fuck
last
that.
owner was Robert Bigelow, Bigelow Aerospace. He was the
Deuce
last
Bigelow's
owner,
brother.
and he spent millions of dollars researching the phenomenon on the property. And now they got a new owner. That's a new rich guy, and he's researching the phenomenon on the property. They're spending millions.
Yes,
to
I saw
research
that.
this shit.
I watched it.
And
yeah.
one of the main creatures out there is called the Skinwalker, like a shapeshifter, and there are all these fucking stories of UFOs and
Remind me to send you a
Crazy.
list of all the shows that do
I believe in that.
all that shit, dude. Like,
I don't
what's
know
the
what
name
it
of
is,
the
but
show
it's
again?
something. The spirit world.
And you'll be able to see Cindy.
And
She's been on the
UFOs.
show. She's awesome. She does the best.
What's the name of this show again?
The one I was watching was Ancient Aliens Declassified.
Yes, I
Okay.
watched that.
Yeah,
I
I
watched the
wanna see
regular
that.
Ancient
Last
Aliens.
episode was on.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So
Oh,
what do you
that's
guys
good
want to
stuff.
talk about next? We could either talk about Michael Jackson and the shocking news that they unveiled this week about him. I don't know how shocking it is, but that's what TMZ wanted to say.
Uh-oh.
And then
They
there's
have
some
to say
juicy
that.
news about Britney Spears. These were two things.
Let's
We were
hear
gonna
what's
talk
going
about-
on with Britney.
You want to talk about Britney? Let's
Hear Britney.
let's
What's
see
up with her?
what's up with Britney.
We didn't
here.
take a vote.
Why? Let's talk about
The
both.
song's hard, man.
It's Britney, bitch.
It is.
Well, I guess she's having it out with her children and her ex-husband. She said that her 15-year-old son Jaden won't be getting, quote, anything from her in 2 years after he publicly discussed his emotional trauma and their strained relationship, and that he has a lot of trauma because of his mother.
I'm sure that'll help him by her cutting him off.
She like cutting your ass off, Jack. You better save every penny I'm sending you right now.
Taking a page out of your papa's book, are we?
Oh,
K-Fed, right?
He came up, bro.
Yeah.
K-Fed came up.
Doing what?
There are no free lunches though, Memphis.
Well, yeah,
Everybody pays.
I
Doing
know
what?
that.
But
he
I'm out of the
came
loop.
up because with Britney, because he
He's
knocked
saying
her
he
up
came
twice.
up because he made, there's money in being with
so
Britney.
I mean,
Okay.
if that's the player handbook part about it.
Wasn't
Imagine
he
the-
a dancer?
he-
Wasn't he
Huh?
like
He
one
was.
of her
He was.
dancers?
He's
He
a
was.
backup dancer, and he dances ass all the way up into her vagina.
I kind of feel bad for her,
Disgusting.
like
That's eating twice.
her original lover who like tried to break into their wedding and got his like thrown out.
Oh yeah, his punk
That
ass.
was her original like boyfriend from back in the day. Her like
Justin
child-
Timberlake?
No,
Nah,
no,
the dude
no.
before
No,
him.
way before
Way
that.
before
I'm
him,
kidding.
he
I was
like tried to
joking.
bust into
I
their
knew
wedding and got like all roped up and thrown out. I feel bad for that guy.
Why?
I don't know.
That's
He
fucking
just-
hilarious.
of all the guys that she was with, he just looks like the biggest, tool
Douchebag.
bag.
Probably good.
Yeah.
There's a good reason she didn't marry his punk ass.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
You know.
Same reason why he got
Oh,
kicked out of the
yeah.
wedding.
Sorry.
Same reason why he went to the wedding.
I never really was a big fan of Britney Spears. I thought she looked hot on the MTV Music Awards when she made out with Madonna. I thought
She had a moment.
Thought that was hot.
That was
She
gross.
had a moment.
What do you mean that was gross?
I'm just kidding.
You didn't like that?
You didn't like when Madonna,
He's trying to be
Christina
shocking.
Aguilera, and Britney made out? You trying to say ew?
Yeah,
a boner.
Christina Aguilera tried to come over and get into it like she's some type of
Dude,
diva, like
I
she's
would
some
freaking-
type of bad girl.
I would bang the hell out of
No,
her.
I'm just
Boy,
kidding.
she
Who
get
was
it.
fine? Christina Aguilera?
Have you seen her lately?
She had a moment.
Man,
No. Yeah,
you
she still
better
look good. Ooh.
You better look.
Yeah, she's fine.
Oh, you
Christina,
always gotta
listen,
look.
baby.
Christina Aguilera is
Wow.
gorgeous. Yes, she is.
Wow.
Looking good or looking bad?
Wow.
Looking good.
Look her up now.
Good or
Like,
bad?
Right now.
I can. I'm
He's
on the
our
show.
cousin
here.
Eddie.
Listen, Christina
He really
Aguilera
is.
right now, man, look.
At this leg.
Listen, yeah, look at this leg. Look at this leg.
What about Madonna? What do you think about Madonna? Would you still
Yeah.
hook up with her?
What I would. Yes.
Negative.
Yes, I
no,
would. And
you're
here's
not
why.
talking.
Here's why. Because that's on principle. Because if you get a chance to do it, you fucking do it. That's Madonna, fucker. You do it.
Yeah.
You do it. 'Cause
If she throws herself at you,
Good lord.
what's
That's
a man?
not
What's a
happening.
man? to do?
listen, I'm a married man, but had
No
say
butt. What do you mean butt?
Listen, hear me out. But say
Lord.
It's the
out and
material
about-
girl.
It's
Ugh.
we're out and about
gross.
somewhere, and say we're out on the road. The four of us, we out on the road doing our thing, and we at a party, and Memphis over there dancing with Madonna. Look at him, hi. And they know where Memphis go. Oh, he left with Madonna. Next day, y'all won't believe what happened. Do you have sex with Madonna? Yes, I did. Dude, you cheated on your wife. I did. I gotta tell her, babe, I cheated. I'm sorry. What? She flip out? It was Madonna though.
What is she
She's
gonna
like
say?
70 now.
What if she comes back
But-
and
but-
tells you she did the same thing with Bobby Brown?
I wouldn't be surprised. Bobby Brown did that.
There is somebody humping around.
You seen the look
It's
on his
Memphis.
face change? It was like, whoa, hold on.
Bobby
hold
Brown
on,
is the
hold on,
man.
Time out. Whoa, we ain't talking about me.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, for some, I'm like, hold up. It's about me, not about me.
Oh
I've
my
noticed
God.
though that Britney Spears on her social media, when she's doing her dancing now and talking, she does seem like she's a little out there.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
seems
she's-
a little
Yeah.
whack.
Of course, yeah. Well, I mean, she's been a kid star. She was a kid star, right? Wasn't she with Disney
She
and
was
all that
on.
shit?
She was one of the
Yeah.
Disney
But she's
kids.
also
Mickey
one of those
Mouse Club.
people that's like she's
Right.
so rich that everyone around her has to kiss her ass. She has yes men, and everyone
Well,
around her is
remember,
like
she had the
and any-
breakdown. She
and
shaved her head and
anyone
all
who
that
doesn't
stuff.
agree with anything she says, she just expel them out of the gates.
I have
I
the
don't know
I
about
don't know.
that.
Yeah, I don't
2K.
know that about her.
I have the audio here of
Rich
her
people are like that.
calling out her child. It's really sad, to be honest
Uh-oh.
with you, that the drama that's going on in her personal life
Yeah.
is spilling over into the hands of assholes like us, so that we can play.
Sorry.
I know, right?
Here
Have
we go.
fun. All right,
So,
here we go.
Jaden, as you undermine my behavior, just like my whole family always has, with I hope she gets better, I will pray for her. Pray for what? I keep working so I can pay off mom's legal fees in her house. Do you guys want me to get better so I can continue to give your dad 40 grand a month? Or is the reasoning behind you guys deciding to be hateful is because it's actually over in 2 years and you don't get anything? And if I didn't shower you guys with gifts and have amazing food ready and play a motherfucking saint, it was still never good enough. So Jaden,
Ooh.
Petty.
Ooh.
Petty AF.
She's almost 40 years old. In my opinion, we'll go around the room and get everyone's opinion.
Talk to me.
But when there's children involved and you're of the age you are, that's the kind of stuff, Brittany, that I think you just need to keep to yourself. You know,
Agreed.
let even though maybe you're in the right, sometimes there's a time and a place to say everything, and
Right.
on a social platform, that's like tit for tat.
A lot of
You know?
divorce guys can agree with what you said, but won't agree with when you said it and how you said it.
Right.
Is what I think you're saying, Gentry.
I'm just saying, like she should have kept that private. She
Yeah.
should have tried to have those conversations.
Agree.
And their kids now, when they get older, I'm sure they're if she's in the right, their eyes will open and they will know exactly the truth. You know, because when you're a kid, you're just trying to figure it out.
See, that
You know?
comment is not going to age well. So, you know,
It's
like
not.
later on, she's not going to like that when she hears it. And
Well, and that's what I found too, and I always a firm believer that I'll agree with you 100%, Gentry. You just have to be who you are when you're a divorced parent. You know, a lot of times, especially when you're the one who possibly initiated a divorce or left the house, you're gonna get trash to the kids because possibly whatever they want to say about you, they're gonna be able to say because you're not around and. You got to do something because you got to take care of them and you got to take care of you now too. So, you know what I'm saying? You get caught in some sticky situations that put you in a place that sometimes make you not look so favorable. And a lot of times they'll use that against you, but never did I ever, especially in a situation where my kids were involved, bring up the fact of how much I paid or how much more a month I paid than I was supposed to. Like, you just can't get that petty. Like, and usually it's the guy feeling that way, but hey, she's the breadwinner. She's made all the goddamn money. Like, that's what happens. You should have kept your legs closed. Ain't the fuck what they tell us? You know what I'm saying? Keep your dick in your pants. Well,
I just hate when the kids I hate when the kids get stuck in the middle, like and they have to choose a side, and then
Yeah.
the parents start pitting
It's
each
terrible.
other. That's a terrible thing for the child.
And they
It should
do
never be
find
done.
out when they grow up, like you said, once you grow up, when they grow up, they see, who was wrong and who was right.
True.
Especially if you play the right role. You just got to be the right, always being right. Don't
I hear you.
don't do that.
But I think what she was really saying, like, look, I'm tired of all you mother effers. My parents already fucked them. You kids want to act funny too, and your punk ass dad. Guess what? 2 years, you get nothing. Not sorry. It is what it is. Deuces. If I have
if
kids,
if you were that rich, would you
if I have
really
kids-
want to cut your children off?
because remember she just recently got
You're
married.
that rich?
She just got married.
Like, you could give them like $500 a month.
So nah, she if she gonna cut them off, she gonna cut them off.
Sounds like she's giving them $40,000 a month.
Shit,
That's
a
probably
month?
$20,000 a kid.
A kid,
Yeah.
that's,
Well, there you go.
That's a
That's
hell of
good.
a lot more than I had to give, and that's
There you go. What
But
are they-
I mean,
what's the problem?
yeah.
That's what they get.
Well, no, I think
That's
the
what
fact
she
that,
just said when
that
the
sh-
clip we played.
that she's putting this out there for not only her kids to see her being petty like that, but the public as well. Like, that's private information. Like, you're discussing your family business.
Well, that's the
where
thing that
we're talking about it on
comments
the
like
damn
that
podcast. you know
reflect
what I'm saying?
more
Like,
on you than it does who you're talking about. So
Exactly.
nobody even knows who
That's what
she's
we're
talking
getting at.
about. It just only
Yeah.
reflects right back on her.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And coming from a family, a divorced family, Gentry, you and I, both of us, I'm
Yep.
sure you could agree. Like,
I'm from a
it's
divorced
not
family.
Easy. That's right. It's not easy. It's not easy to go through. You can tell this from the kids' perspective. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, my parents never got divorced.
My parents got divorced. It
See,
was
you
tragic
can tell
for me.
too. Yeah, that's it. Kids hurt the most, and you got to remember
True.
that. And I think eventually, both the parents need to come together, and regardless of your differences, understand that you have to at least be cordial for the kids' sake.
Yeah, and don't talk bad about the other parent
Don't
in
do
front of the
that.
children.
That's terrible.
Let them make they love their mom, they love their dad.
They do,
They can find out those things when they get older.
And they will.
Kids shouldn't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
and it's going to come through. It'll show through.
Fuck the children.
Let's move on. Speaking of the little children, let's go to Michael Jackson. He likes
right.
the. So I talked
Speaking of
to
children.
I talked to Harvey Levin on one of the other podcasts. You know Harvey Levin, the guy who
TMZ guy.
founded TMZ.
I mean,
Do you guys know what TMZ stands for? Does
I
any-
do.
Who does? Who knows what
I
it stands
know.
for?
I know.
too much
what it means.
coos.
Too many zucchinis.
You're right, TK. It is too many.
I know it.
Too many
Okay, what
zucchini.
is it, Memphis? Since you know everything, what is it?
30 miles old.
You are correct. It is the 30-mile zone of Los Angeles, which covers it all: Burbank, the Valley, Calabasas,
Terrible.
down through the Holiday Hills. It's the 30-mile zone, and I guess that's what the media talks about in the L.A. Metro is, you got to cover that 30-mile zone through Santa Monica and down to the beach. But anyways, TMZ, if you watched it on Tuesday night on Fox, they unveiled that Dr. Conrad Murray killing Michael Jackson with the propofol, I think is how you say it, propofol, was not the whole story. I'm kind of shocked that people are even interested in it, but I guess the show got big ratings. People tuned into Fox on Tuesday night to find out that there were more doctor shopping involved with Michael Jackson and Debbie Rowe, who never does interviews. You guys know who Debbie Rowe is?
And then his biological, his kid's mama.
Yeah, that's his kid's surrogate mother. So they were married for a few years. I never really did understand that relationship. Maybe that was deflect the allegations of hooking up with children. But he married this Debbie Rowe. Well, Debbie Rowe claims that Michael first got hooked to painkillers in 1984 when he did the Pepsi commercial. If you remember the pyrotechnics,
burned his hair.
It went off and burned his hair, and they had to put it out with fire extinguishers and burnt his scalp.
That was fun.
And so he got prescribed painkillers.
That's messed up.
Well, then he got addicted to them.
That's messed up.
In this TMZ story, they talk about how he's been on these pills since the 80s. Then people wanted to enable Mike. They wanted to hang around. So doctors would prescribe him pills to the point where, according to this TMZ report that ran on Fox, he had 19 different aliases and he was doctor shopping. And that one specific doctor would come over to the house and put 60 Percocets in the middle of the table and they would have a party. And the doctor did it because he wanted to be amongst the rich and famous.
Of course.
Of course.
You know what? And not to take a few steps back in the story, but I gotta kind of feel bad for Michael. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he never had that one person that had his back. Who the fuck would think, oh, look at all that flammable shit you got in your hair right now. We should put you on the stage with a lot of fireworks.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How did not anybody think that was just not a very good idea?
Well,
Yeah.
I think
I don't know
I
that
think it was
anybody
something that
knew
went
how
wrong.
flammable his hair was.
It was
No,
He had
they
a
knew.
Jerry curl.
Yeah, they knew.
White people didn't know about
Listen,
Jerry curls
Jerry-
back then.
Jerry
They
curl.
were
People
oblivious to
people
the
knew.
Jerry
Listen,
curl.
Hey, people seen
Jerry
Coming
curl-
to America, all right?
Look.
Everybody knew what
I
a Jerry
came out
curl
after
was.
that.
Damn it.
After
Jerry
that.
curl juice and electricity do not
But
work
if you know
at all.
if you know the story
Shit.
of that incident,
Yeah,
it
I
was a
remember it.
complete accident. It's not like
It
they
was-
did
There
it
was
on
the sparks.
Well,
It was the
of
sparks that
course.
came down.
Of course it was an
It
accident.
was
but still a
pyro
bad
that went
idea.
wrong.
Right.
you
The
know?
sparks weren't supposed to come
It's
down
still
on top of his head.
A terrible idea.
He rolled down the stairs. Remember that?
It's still a
I thought
terrible
everybody thought it was part of the show.
idea.
I remember. I thought it was. then he just they
You're
came
a
and
jackass,
they came
dude.
and put claws on his head.
That's hilarious.
It's unfortunate for his legacy that
Yeah.
he's, Michael was just such a big icon in the early 80s, and then it just kept getting worse. It's like, your superhero that you love ends up, having allegations about pedophilia.
Yeah.
Then he has,
All kind of
unfortunately,
shit.
he had,
all kind of shit.
I know. I used to be a huge Bill Cosby fan.
oh, yeah. Now he
I still
likes
like
to
Bill
drug.
Cosby.
I had the pen and
I think what you have to do as a person is you need to compartmentalize
separate the
the
person
character
from the art.
on TV,
the
Yeah.
man
and
from the
what
killer.
that was, and then who he really was in real life.
Right.
Same with Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? I think I can still enjoy his music simply because I compartmentalize
What about
whatever
R.
he
Kelly?
did in his personal life, him too. But I never listened to his music anyway.
R. Kelly the same
You
way.
never did no bump
So
and
you're
grind?
good with R. Kelly, even though
I-
he's like
It
they
was,
had
it
like
was
a house
out,
of horrors
man.
and
I
torture.
played it because I was in radio, stuff
Allegedly.
like that. But
Yeah, I'm still rocking
I
R.
mean,
Kelly.
hell
Hell
it's-
yeah.
Man,
it's-
Memphis-
I can
Memphis is
compartmentalize
down.
the
Memphis
music
loves
away.
Bill Cosby and he loves R. Kelly. I mean, how many women have
What
you
about
drugged,
OJ?
Memphis?
Does OJ have an album? Probably does.
I, for
And he's
one,
a horny bat.
I
too,
have,
so.
for one, have not drugged any woman. I have
You
been
don't
drugged
have
by
to,
a woman.
baby.
They really don't. I'm not. Listen, don't get me started.
Who drugged you,
Don't-
Memphis?
Your wife
But
is
that
gonna
was-
kick your ass if she watches this.
Oh, she
this
know.
podcast,
Oh,
dude.
she know.
Oh, she knows.
She
That's
know.
why you guys always fight.
She know.
She know.
She know.
Mm-hmm.
Ass.
Ass.
But back to what
ass.
I was saying.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
What
fucking
were
my
you
thought.
saying?
I knew that
told
was
the guy-
coming.
I totally forgot.
You forgot.
I knew that was coming too. All right, what's the next topic?
All right, we'll move on to it's time for your time to shine, TK, because
Sports.
it's time for your sports report.
I don't have a sports
What?
report.
Yeah, you said you were going to do a sports report.
No, I have news, not sports.
I just was fucking with you. It is
Okay.
time for TK loves
He's high.
to watch news more than any of us.
He's
No,
high.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
Why
I
don't
do.
you
He's
just be
gonna read
honest?
the news high.
So high.
I was lying.
And so, please deliver us the headlines. What's
All
going
right.
on in the world?
Here's the headlines for September 7th, 2022. Smoking toad venom is the
What?
hottest new trend in psychedelics.
Ew, what
What?
the hell is that?
Don't do toes.
This is the news.
Didn't Peter Griffin
This
do a
is
show
my
about
first
this?
story.
Yeah, I think was it Chris? Was it Chris or was it Meg?
In
that
high
did
school, it was
Toad?
Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, like he did Toad.
Remember
The
he
use
was
of toad
Lando
venom
Griffin?
as a drug is by no means new. It was used for a variety of purposes as far back as pre-Columbian cultures.
Yeah.
It experienced a resurgence in the counterculture of the 1960s and is gaining popularity again today as such celebrities as Mike Tyson and Christina Hack
Oh.
have touted its life-changing properties. Would you try it?
I have to see how.
Would you
how-
smoke toad ass?
I want to see how it affects other people first
I ain't
before I
smoking
think
You
about
saw
it.
it. I showed you the video.
Yeah,
the
we
good.
watched it, bro.
I mean,
the hell no.
Dude,
I
They're
need to see
freaking
another
out.
one.
No,
I need
no.
to see another one.
No.
That was crazy.
I wouldn't do it.
No,
I'm not
I
into
smoked
that.
sherm joints when I was 16, and I won't ever do no shit like that again.
The active ingredient in the venom is called 5-MeO-DMT. So it is
Awesome.
like DMT.
It is.
What is DMT?
It's like 100
You
times.
can
as
ingest
fu-
it by
No.
licking the toad's back.
Ew.
Yeah.
It says.
That's what they did on Family Guy.
They
Oh,
did do that
Lord.
on Family Guy.
Sounds
Gross.
disgusting. I thought you get warts from
Yeah,
toads. and
totally.
things.
Well,
That's
if they
what I thought.
pee on you, just make sure they don't pee on you, especially your tongue when you
Bufo
lick 'em.
toad. It's a
And if
bufo
you eat
toad.
it,
What's
make
the
sure you
next
clean
story?
it.
Next up, teen breaks his own record with a 4.14 centimeter inch mouth
Wiener?
gape.
Oh.
Mouth
What?
gape.
Oh, I-
Mount-
What's a mouth?
A
gape?
Minnesota teenager broke his own Guinness World Record with
Good Lord.
his mouth gape was measured at 4 inches, basically 4 inches, 4.014 inches. So basically 4 inches and a little bit more.
He can
Isaac-
open his mouth that wide.
Yeah, you can open that his
Where'd
mouth
you
that
have-
wide.
where'd you find this
record
picture at?
This
Yeah,
record was
Monster
previously
Contest.
held by Ramo G.
What a jackass.
Where do you
No,
find
actually-
this? I thought this was the news. TK.
Yeah,
This
it's
is the
not.
news.
This is not the
This
news.
is the news.
Sound like they,
Ramo told me to stay away from the political shit, so you know this is all
I didn't
fun.
look-
All right, next story.
oh,
Like, what's the
man.
next story? Please give us some fucking news, TK.
All right.
Jesus.
On this day in history, September 7th, 1813, Uncle Sam becomes the symbol of our nation during the War of 1812.
Got that?
Yep.
Well, who the fuck is he?
What happened?
Yeah.
Uncle
On this-
Sam.
Yep. On this day in history,
he points
September
at you.
7th, 1813, Uncle Sam became the symbol of our nation during the War of 1812. Uncle Sam was inspired by a meat packer, Samuel Wilson of Troy, New York, who shipped sustenance to the American troops battling Britain.
Interesting.
That was today.
That's fun. And that's
Back
why they
in
called
history.
him Uncle Sam, because he was kind of like their uncle and he gave him shit.
Yep.
But now
yep.
Uncle Sam takes away instead of gives to you. Pretty
Yep.
fucked
Last
up.
story is
Yeah, it's
apparently
pretty fucked up. I was wondering who the fuck he was.
apparently Friend star Courtney Cox is trolling Kanye West after he dissed her show.
Ooh.
Courtney Cox.
Which show?
Who bothers
Friends.
Courtney Cox?
I liked
Friends.
Friends. I didn't
Friends is
watch it a
awesome.
ton, but
Hey,
I actually watch
Friends
it
is
more
a ripoff.
nowadays.
Do you?
Friends is a ripoff from Living Single, by the way, if you didn't know that. Complete ripoff.
Yep.
What's
And it-
Living
Okay.
Single? Is it
I'll
that
give you
the
that.
black show?
Yeah.
Yeah, but and it came
Again.
first, and they ripped it. They
White people taking the black culture.
ain't
When is
that
enough
some
enough?
I know, greedy motherfuckers.
Called appropriation or something.
Next
TK,
culture, vulture.
Tomcat Brokaw with the news. Thank you, Tom.
That's the fucking news.
Hey.
I appreciate
Some of it anyway.
Bada
The
boom.
worst of it. The shit that doesn't matter.
That was pretty decent news.
Yeah, it was all right, man. I really appreciate
You guys
that.
always
you know?
start giving me shit halfway through, though. You
That
guys
was
gotta
fun.
hang in there. I
That's
leave
why
the
we
good
do it.
stuff for later on.
Well, we kind of ushered you along a little bit.
You
know,
like
maybe
the Uncle
carry-
Sam stuff, didn't you?
That's fucking
was
crazy,
fun.
fucking Uncle Sam, the motherfucker.
He was a meat packer, you know.
Yeah, I bet he was.
That's what she said.
He is a meat packer.
Yeah.
We're down to our final 5 minutes
With
of the
no
show.
Vaseline.
So I just quickly want to talk about this weekend is the 21st anniversary of 9/11, which really put into perspective the amount of time that has passed, 21 years, I had some youngsters here. My son, of course, J-Rock is back there running the cameras.
J-Rock.
But his buddies come in here and do a podcast. This guy, Max, who I really like, hosts the show. And they were talking about 9/11, like they were interested in learning more about it. And then to find out that they were born like in 2001. So like this is something that they really weren't alive to experience, but yet they still were interested on their podcast and bringing up 9/11 some 21 years ago.
What happened in September? So most people that were born that year were alive. They probably weren't very aware of what was
when they
going
were
on
1
around
years
them.
Old. Yeah.
They were alive.
They
weren't aware of what
You know,
was
most
going
people
on
just
around
kind of like blink into existence when they're about 5 or 6 years old. You don't remember 1, 2, 3, 4.
them. I do.
You remember 1?
Oh yeah, bro. I remember
Not to
coming
get
out
off
my mom's
topic,
vagina,
sorry.
dude. It was dope.
You remember coming out of your mother's
I
vagina?
do.
Really?
What did it smell like?
What's the first thing you saw?
Okay.
What were you thinking about before
doctor.
you came out?
Doctor. He comes out.
Do you remember what you ate before you came out?
I was looking with some weed.
Came out trying to score a bag.
Yeah. I was like,
doctor
I'm in
asking the
Gary,
doctor.
Indiana, right?
Hey, man, you got
Word,
some
word,
weed?
word.
Hey, man.
I gotta go outside right
This is
quick.
very disrespectful. Back to September 11th. Apologize.
Yeah, we were trying to honor those
Apologize.
It
that
was. We
were
were.
fallen on
We
9/11.
apologize for that.
Let me just say that day was one of the most insane days
It was
of
terrible.
my
It
life.
was.
It
It was
was.
really bad.
And I can't even think about it. I guess it would be like thinking about Pearl Harbor to us. We don't
Yeah.
really understand it. But man, living through 9/11, I was in college, and then my girlfriend in college woke me up, and she was like, "Come look at the TV." And I went out and looked at it, saw the first tower, then I saw the plane hit the second tower,
I
like
was
most
watching
people.
too. Yeah.
And it was bananas.
Yeah.
And it's been bananas since then too.
The craziest thing to see for me, and still shocking video when I watch it, is when you see the people that are jumping out of the building.
Oh, yeah.
And just deciding that I would rather jump 100 floors and splatter on the concrete than to be smoldered by the heat of the explosions inside the building.
What about all the
But that would be instant.
I
bro.
was just thinking like you got to make a decision. Is either one or the other because you know you're going.
I'll run to the plane.
And then you got
If you're
all
not
of
gonna
the
get out.
brave first responders that ran into the building knowing they probably might not even get out. I'm sure they didn't know they were going to collapse, but still, you don't know.
It wasn't supposed to collapse.
No.
No, it was
That's where a
not
lot of
supposed-
conspiracy
that's
comes
what it
in.
is.
I wasn't expecting that, and that was another thing that was so absolutely shocking and left me just shocked that day, I think. That was the feeling of that day.
That's where a lot
Yeah,
of people
weird
have
pit.
questions.
Do you
It was very
do you
shocking.
believe in any of the conspiracies surrounding 9/11?
Which ones that they brought down all the buildings on purpose? I don't know what to think about 9/11. Let me just say that I do I've listened to all the conspiracy theories, and I don't know exactly what to think, but they're very compelling.
The ones that hit home with me there's a couple of them. The guy that owned the buildings took out a insurance policy, and he admits to it. Like a month before it happened, and he not only took out one policy, he took out two.
And on the little building down at the bottom?
Yeah, one for each building. So I was like, well, that could be a coincidence. A month or so before something like this happens, you decide to take out some huge insurance policy for not one policy, but two policies. Then the other thing was the Building 7, which is the smaller building next to the two Twin Towers. Well, all that building had all the Enron information inside that Building 7.
Oh, how convenient!
All these top secret documents were in Building 7, and the conspiracy theorists. If you go on YouTube, there's I don't know who knows. Maybe they've taken these down because people really don't like people talking about this kind of stuff. I don't know what to believe. I mean, you can decide, do your own research, but when you see that Building 7 fall, it looks like it is a
implosion.
Demolition.
just controlled
It does.
demolition. It just
It
falls
does.
right,
I've seen it.
right in
I've
its
seen it.
It's
place.
like, why the
It
hell would it
does.
fall?
I've seen it.
I will say this though, as far as the insurance, I don't think that's necessarily all that valid unless it's a ridiculously more expensive, a higher payoff policy than it was before. Because as a business owner that you need to have insurance not only on your
wife
business,
sells
but on your
insurance.
dwelling as well. Yeah, so
I think there
It's
were,
not like he
there were
didn't
also
have
some weird
insurance
things that
policies,
happened
like,
with the
he had to
families
have
of the
insurance.
hijackers, like right after it, where they flew the families back over there. Some
Yep.
crazy shit.
Protected
That was a
some
little weird.
of the people that were involved's family because I
That
think
was a little strange.
they're how about this? I feel almost 100% guaranteed that a lot of people on the inside knew it was coming. Like, there were a lot of people that I think weren't surprised, like we were, most Americans, when they were like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. My hunch is I think there were plenty of people on the inside that knew something was going to happen.
What do you think about today with the border being open and them finding like hundreds of, I don't know if hundreds, almost about 60, I think, people on the terror watch list so far.
What?
A lot. They found like at least 60 people from the terror watch list coming across the southern border.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You sure?
60 is a low number. I'm picking a low number.
That's still a lot. That's a high number for me. Shit. Because they want it like that.
I'm just saying, you know, the amount. I mean, do you know how many the amount of gotaways that have come across the border is? I think like a million.
Because they don't take enough for them to click up and
that those gotaways can be
whoever and people that follow them and.
And I'm not trying to rail on people who are trying to come across the border. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, no, I'm not. What I'm saying is the border needs to be secure, or you might see another 9/11.
I don't see that happening.
That has nothing to do with 9/11. Had nothing to do with people crossing the Mexican border.
That's a way big of a stretch. I don't see that happening again.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are on tape.
Not only is this
for the next boom,
Sunday,
these guys didn't think it was going to happen.
This Sunday is 9/11, the 21st anniversary. It's also the official kickoff of the regular season. There is a game, or maybe two, on Thursday night.
Thursday, yeah.
But Sunday, officially Sunday, 9/11, will be the kickoff of the regular season for most teams.
Who do the Steelers play?
Yeah. I don't know, but I can tell you.
Who do the Steelers play? Because I'm going to be in Pittsburgh.
You're going to be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'll be in Pittsburgh this
What are you
weekend.
doing in the Steel City?
My Vols, we're playing the University of Pittsburgh in the Johnny Majors Classic this Saturday.
All right, I'm going to tell you, Thursday night, we have the Bills at the Rams. Bills of Vegas, they're their favorites to win. Josh Allen and the cast of characters.
Man.
We'll see.
Good.
But they're going to play the Super Bowl champs Thursday night on NBC.
That's going to be a good game.
The Super Bowl preview, a lot of people are guessing.
I could totally see that.
Sunday, you got Falcons, Saints. The Falcons will host the Saints. It's a conference game, or that's a division game.
Famous Jameis.
You got the Niners at the Bears. You see, I got the Bears.
Bear down.
Go Bears.
Bear down.
Steelers are on the road in Cincinnati, so they will not be home in Pittsburgh. Maybe you could take in a Pirates game.
That's a tough one.
No,
Eagles are at the Lions. The Lions were a part of the Hard Knocks this year.
Yeah.
And, these people are liking the Lions.
It's going to be a good test. It's going to be a good test for both teams.
I didn't watch one episode.
The Patriots have to open the season in Miami against the Dolphins. For whatever reason, the Patriots have trouble winning in Miami. It's hard.
True.
It's a hard thing to wrap your head around. I think it's because of the weather. They're so used to that.
Didn't they just change coaches?
Nah, Belichick's still there.
No, in Miami.
Yeah. I don't know who the hell it is, but good luck.
The Ravens are at the Jets. Jets. Jets will host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
In a contract year, he wants that 200.
that.
He wants that $260 million plus guaranteed money.
This could be a boring game, I think. The Jaguars at the Commanders. No longer the Redskins. No longer the football team. Jaguars at the Commanders.
That's in D.C., right?
Yep.
Nobody's going to watch it outside of D.C. and Duval.
And then you have the Browns at the Panthers. Is Deshaun Watson playing, or he's not?
No, he's gone for 8 games. So
too many hand jobs, I guess.
Not enough.
Johnny Manziel.
Not enough hand jobs.
Not Johnny Manziel. Baker Mayfield. This is payback because he used to be the starting quarterback for the Browns, and they traded his ass to Carolina.
I like Baker Mayfield. I actually am going to be rooting for the Panthers. I know a lot of my friends are Browns fans, but I'm going to root for Baker.
But if he lose,
you want Baker to win?
If he lose though, because that Browns defense is nasty. If he lose though,
I don't know.
Wow.
And they're going to know him. That's the quarterback.
Yeah, they they be looking at him like, bro, we know you, right?
Yeah.
Carolina is favored in the game by 1.5.
But they playing in Carolina, right?
Playing in Carolina. Another game, the Colts at the Texans. A lot of hype around Jason Taylor, their running back in Indy. You got the Giants at the Titans. You got the Packers.
My Titans tightened down.
Packers-Vikings division game to kick off the season on Fox.
That's going to be a tough one right there. That's going to be a good one for both of them.
Which one was that?
What?
Packers-Vikings.
Packers-Vikings, yeah.
And then you have Chiefs-Cardinals. Then you have Raiders-Chargers. And then you have, this is going to be a good one on Sunday night. Buccaneers, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers against the Cowboys.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually calling it right now. Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year. Dak Prescott.
What?
What?
I'm calling it. Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
How many of them capsules did you take?
What?
I only took one.
Look me in the face right
Give
here.
me more.
Look
Take
me in my
like two
face
more.
right here.
Cowboys.
What?
How about them Cowboys? Dak, it's time for him to have his breakout year.
Knock it
Take
off.
that hat off.
Man.
What?
Take that hat
The
off.
Bears have just so you know, Mike Ditka used to be a cowboy, so
definitely.
he's a bear,
Hey,
if
look.
if Ditka likes the Cowboys, I like the Cowboys. Come on.
I'll say, may the
I don't
best
know.
team win. We'll see what happens.
Buccaneers at Cowboys. I'm telling you, look out for Dak Prescott. You guys want to make your picks again, $100 bonus from the corporation if you can pick the winner of the NFL season. Quickly, I'll go through our college picks. TK picked IU, which they lost. So I pretty much think your hopes are over. I don't know why you picked IU,
I don't know anything about football.
but you
really.
did.
Yeah, you picked Indiana.
And
We
you,
like,
who
why?
picked Alabama? That was Ramo.
That was Ramo.
And then Memphis.
I had Ohio State.
And then I picked Michigan.
Yep.
So now on to the NFL picks. I'm calling Cowboys. TK, who is your NFL champion in Phoenix come February of next year?
It's a great
Cowboys.
cities.
You're going to go with me, Cowboys.
Smart move.
Oh,
You're
my
high.
God.
Man, what a
You
jock
can't make
sniffer.
fun of me
I
if
know.
I pick
Hey,
the same person
I-
as
you're
you.
a jock sniffer.
Whatever. Hey.
Jock sniffer.
Hey,
Do better than
no, I did
that.
my research. I think
What
that's
is
who's
that?
going to win.
What
I
kind
did,
of
no, I
research
did
you
hours
do
of
that thought
research on this topic.
What type of research did you do that said the Cowboys had every chance to win the Super Bowl?
All right, well, Memphis, go ahead and break it down since
Goodness
you
gracious.
supposedly know more about sports than any of us. So
I am going to say the Kansas City Chiefs.
you think they're going to come back and get it done? I don't know.
Yep,
They have
because
to get through Josh Allen.
they got a little bit better on defense, and I think I was gonna say Buffalo. I literally to the 11th hour I changed my mind from Buffalo to Kansas City because I just feel Patrick, my homeboy, and them, the offense is there. They just need a little bit more defense, and they need to be.
Me and
brought down.
Patrick Baloney.
And then what about you, Ramo? Who are you going with? Who's your Super Bowl? Who are you crowning as champ?
The top is very small.
Puerto
but
Rico
it's
don't have a
really
team.
close.
That's what she
I
said.
totally got a team, dog. Puerto Rico.
Boricuas.
Wait a minute. Puerto Rico got the Bears, dog. What are you talking about? I'm definitely gonna go with the Bills, though. I think
Bills,
Josh
all right.
Allen's gonna
I
step
gotta tell
it
you,
up.
Ramo's a smart betting man. He went with the favorite in college with Alabama. He went with the favorite.
Well, he didn't pick
in the
before
NFL.
I picked, so I couldn't cheat off of him.
Yeah, but I
You
will
told me
say
that
this.
before I
I
picked
will say
Gentry.
this. I'm on the fence about that pick only because
Never mind.
their offensive brain is now somewhere else.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, see, hopefully Josh Allen could pull it all together with everybody. I'm pretty sure the team's staying the same for the most part. Like, I think they should be able to pull it off with no problem.
They just had, you thought that in the 90s when Jim Kelly brought him to 3 Super
Right.
Bowls in a row.
I thought it was
TK,
4.
just to let you know,
Four,
was it 4 in a row?
It was
Yeah.
4 in a row.
This team, the Buffalo Bills,
Yeah,
TK,
Heartbreak Hotel.
they brought their team to the Super Bowl 4 straight years in a row.
4.
I thought it was 3, but if it is
It was
4,
4.
that's even more heartbreaking. And Jim
And they
Kelly,
haven't
they
won
lost
one
every
since
time.
then.
They haven't won one at all.
They have not
Oh,
won
they
at
didn't
all.
win any of those
4 straight and didn't win one.
Well, that's tough.
Jim Kelly, yeah, he's been struggling, I think, with some type of cancer.
And then
but-
after that, they
Yeah.
didn't go to the Super Bowl anymore for a
no,
while.
not. Oh,
They haven't gone since then.
And now they're the
Oh,
favorites
no.
this year. So I would like to see Buffalo Bill
So
fans.
they're going to lose for sure.
Possibly.
I mean, unfortunately, it's
I'll quickly go over the top 10 teams as far as Vegas is concerned. Number 10 is the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Number 9 is the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
8th, best odds are the Broncos. 7th is the Niners. 6th at the Chargers. Now we're into the top 5. Packers. Vegas likes the Packers.
They got a defense now.
The Rams.
I don't think
Rams
so.
are at 4. They think the Rams
They
have
got
the 4th best shot of repeating
Wow, with
as
that
champions.
defense?
Tax
The
overrated.
Chiefs are at number 3.
Yeah, well, they did get better on
That's
defense.
racist. The
Tom
Chiefs.
Brady.
Yep.
Tom Brady
Calling
and
it
the
out.
Buccaneers. That's racist towards Pirates.
Yep.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
But they're
where they-
They're
all
not. They're not real
swashbucklers.
though. Pirates are they?
The
That's-
Buccan-
They are.
Yeah, they are. There are
Yeah.
Pirates. But
Is that a
Pirates.
nationality though? Pirate?
No.
No,
not a
because he could be
nationality.
any nationality and be a
pirates.
pirate.
It's true.
And
Butt
then
pirates.
number one is the Buffalo Bills.
The Bills.
Enjoy week 1 of the football.
Always goes so
luck.
fast.
Buffalo Bills.
We actually went overtime today. We're up to a little over an hour already. So
Damn it,
I do want to
TK.
go back to my image and say that Border Patrol agents nabbed 15 people on the FBI's terror watch list sneaking across the U.S.-Mexico border in May.
Well, that's good that we caught them.
Bring the alarming total since October to 50. So I was right.
Well, isn't that good that we catch them?
Yeah, it's good. But that's the one you catch. The staggering 239,416 gotaways.
I am going to
Could be one of those, might be.
Nice guess. Nice guess.
No, that's
I
all.
want some
Let me know
That's
when
how
you're
the
pulling
New York
numbers out
Post
of
is who I'm getting this
the
from.
New York Post. Okay, you might as well say the Inquirer.
The New
Thank
York
you very
Post,
much.
but
Are they owned by the same
there are
person?
2 different articles on this. One's right underneath it with the same information.
I
And
would
this
say
one is the Washington
MSNBC.
Times.
MSNBC's just as bad.
The Washington Times.
I don't believe none of
They
them.
all owned by somebody.
All right, that's going to do it. The Larry Bird episode number 33. It's going to be the Walter Payton and Shaquille O'Neal episode next.
Yes.
Number
Sweet.
34.
I like it.
Hey, thanks for listening. We'll see you back here next week. So long from the Outcast podcast. Brought to you by BetterHelp.
Peace out.
Peace out.
We gone.